Hi all, this is Dr. J streaming live from Long Island, New York, where the weather was snowy in the morning and got better throughout the day. We actually saw some sun in the middle of the day. Turned out to be an okay day as days go in Long Island. In any event, the stock market is kind of flat on news that the Fed would not be raising for a long time, it looks like. Very accommodative Fed, more worried about inflation than anything else, apparently. So, more worried about creating inflation. I said it wrong. So obviously they want to keep the rates low in order to stimulate the economy. Okay, so getting that out of the way, that was really a non-event. I think the impeachment hearings so far have been not of major impact on the markets either. So globally, the global issues and the local issues seem to be um, not of consequence as far as the markets go as of now. Things could change as the impeachment hearings heat up, and we'll see what happens. I'm not quite sure what the impact would be once it. Well, I don't want to speculate on what's going to occur in Congress or what's going to occur in the markets as a result of what may or may not occur in Washington. Too many ifs, ands, and whats. So we'll just have to wait and see as to the effect of the markets. Okay, so I'm going to stop speculation. I'm going to just stick to speculating on stocks. We Spike, Dr. J Spike and Friends on Friday, the 1st of November, the 1st of November, yes. We talked about ARQL, rcel, and agrx as three hot biotechs and mentioned that AQRL could be a takeover candidate. And sure enough, this week it was taken over at about $20. That's what I saw it at today. It was trading at 9, I believe, back when we looked. We're going to take a look at it again, the chart of ARQL, see where it was on 11/1 when we talked about it, and see what happened subsequently. It's also going to be fun to look at rcel and agrx, the other two that we mentioned at that time. I don't believe either one of them has done much, but we'll take a look at them. I think they had interesting looking charts as well. We're going to look at amazon.com, and that's what I consider to be the bellwether. Amazon.com, I said last Wednesday, I believe, that it's going to be in a period of slow growth, slower than some of its other hotter tech issues. And I still think that to be the case. I'm not sure that we've bottomed yet totally either. Hey, Clarence. Hey, Lynn. How you guys doing? So how is the weather where you guys are? You have pleasant days today? You caught CEI today. Oh, very nice. Very nice. I'm not sure what it did on the day, but I guess it did something good today. This Friday, can you look at TSN? Yes. Why can't I look at it tonight? Remind me, I'll just look at it soon. You want me to look at it now? Okay. And CEI did real nice. That's good. PTI had a resurgence. We talked about PTI on Friday, and we talked about where we might get back in. And I think I hit it on the nose as to where to get back in for another run. So we'll look at PTI as well. We'll look at the Dow, which has basically been flat, as most of the market has been. The SPX, the Dow, the Qs and the NDX and the RUT. The broader market actually closed unchanged today. So having said that, so it's cold here in upstate New York. Yeah, it's just, if it's cold in New York City, it's usually even colder in upstate New York. And Lynn, where you come from? You come from the warmer climates, or you're freezing along with us? All right, let her think about that if she wants to respond. Okay, let me just put this on the board for a second. You want to look at TSN? Okay, I'm going to look at it tonight, I believe. Let's get to the screen that we'll video. We'll look at some of those charts right now. I tried to watch the Knicks game last night, Knicks against Portland, but it's just, you can't watch it. It's just that brutal. So I've been watching the Nets, who have quite a really great young team. So I'm enthusiastic about the Brooklyn Nets, a lot less enthusiastic about the New York Knicks, who fired their head coach. And the Giants, I got sick on Monday night trying to watch that game. What happened in the second half, Eli? Come on. I mean, you can't put a field goal up on the board, win the game. It's 17-3, and you can't score another point. Pathetic. Really annoying. All right, so let's look at the Dow Jones Industrial Averages. Taking a long time, which means it's busy tonight. Come on. Spin your wheels a little. You know what? Let me mix this out. Maybe that'll help. Try to just have fewer screens up. Oh, there we go. Closed at up $30, 0.11% to 27,911, with the help of a friendly Fed. Okay, so we have our ascending line, our ascending being adhered to up until the last 3 days. So this week we trade below the trend line, and it looks like we're going to test support at 27,782 or right around there. That fails, and we're going to be looking at 27,650, that area. That doesn't, then we're looking at 27.5. I don't think we get down that low. In fact, I think it's quite likely that what we have here will continue in terms of higher lows, beginning with June 3rd. We made a higher low on, significant low on 8/15, and then we made another significant right here on also a higher low on 10/3, and I think that news. I think. Well, I think this 27 for now. I don't see that being tested. So 27.5 would be the absolute bottom of any pullback that I see, right around here. I actually would be go up Thursday and Friday if I had to place my bets on red and black. Up, I would be betting on the black in roulette, or up. So my figure on the Dow is we will bottom out right about where we are, right about at the yesterday's low, might even stand at 27.8. I think right around there is the low, and I back up to new highs, taking out the high of 1127, which was 28,174. I don't think that will hold for long. I think by the end of the year, we'll be knocking on the door of 30K. So if that's going to, Christmas rally should begin tomorrow after, not the day after that, but tomorrow. There's no time like tomorrow to get started. So rally to 30K coming up beginning tomorrow. All right, that's what I actually think will occur. I mean, it could slip back to 27.5 and then rally. Amazon.com. Amazon.com or .com. Jeff Bezos, don't let us down. Jeff wouldn't let us down. All right, come on. What's letting me down is this is so slow. Slow can we go? Oh man, come on. Now there's only two windows open. No excuse. Load. Getting angry. Load. All right, so we closed at 1748, which was up 0.55%, more than 0.5%, $9.51. That's not bad. And what have I got here? 3-week chart, 1-week chart. All right, so we have a weekly chart. We have the 100 above the 200, the 50 above that, barely. So everything is as it should be except the price. The price slipped today below the 50. We wanted above the 50 to be in a confirmed bull market. But we're right at the 100 for support. And I don't see it breaking this 100. It broke it for a second on 12/24/18, only to zoom right back up. So I don't see it breaking. It hasn't broken that 100 in a whole year. I don't see it breaking it now. So it looks like we're really at support on the weekly. Amazon.com has only one way to go, and that's up. I still think the path up is going to be a little slower than some of the other tech stocks, which might be a better buy than Amazon.com now. But I don't see any real severe risk in owning Amazon.com, at least not for the short term. Okay, let's take a quick look at the daily. See if that gives us a much different picture. Okay, not a much different picture, but a different picture. What's different about it is the 200 is above the 100, is above the 50. So we don't have as bullish a scenario. We have more of a bearish scenario short term, as witnessed by the nosedive down from the recent high at 1824 to 1730 something yesterday. Where is it? 1735. So yeah, we took a bit of a nosedive. but it looks to me like everything's under control as we have a series of higher lows beginning 10/3/2019. The low was 1685. Then we move over to 10/25. The low was 1695. Then we move on over to 11/18. The low was 1722. And I think we will put in we will not go below that. We will not violate the low of 11/18 of 1722. I think we continue this pattern of higher lows. That means probably this low will stand, the one on 11/21 of 1730. So we came very close to that yesterday, 1735. I think just like the Dow, the time for Amazon to rally is now. Not tomorrow, not the day after, but now. And I'm not quoting Maurice Chevalier, but he said something like that in the song. We sail today, not tomorrow, not the day after. Anyway, somehow I don't know why that came to mind. All right, so let's put in the next chart I want to look at, and that is, guess what? Well, let's look at what Clarence gave me first. That is TSN, right, Clarence? Cabinet guy from the Green Mountain State. DDOG. All right, we're going to be accommodative today. Instead of the ones I wanted to chart, I'm going to chart the ones you want me to chart. That includes TSN and ddog. So we're going to chart ddog and TSN. TSN and ddog. All right, let's try TSN first. TSN. TSN. Let's see what it is. TSN is Tyson Foods. Okay. Clock. 88.49. Unchanged on the day, pretty much. We're into the daily chart, and we have a little pullback off of a nice uptrend. I think we made a new high. We had the old high was 94, and then did we close above it? Let's see. We didn't close above it, but I think we took it out. Did we take out 94.11 on 11/14? It's 11 cents more, right? 94 is 4 pennies more. So technically, we actually made a new high here on 11/14 by 4 pennies. And the trend line is clearly up, even though we have a little consolidation going on, which is okay. We have a little consolidation, but the trend is up. And the 50-day is slightly below the 100, which we don't like too much, but so far it didn't result in much of a pullback. Considering how they're practically together, they're not separating, I expect the 50 to turn back to crop with a positive crop of the 100. So I'm not overwhelmingly jumping up and down about Tyson Foods because it really couldn't make a substantive new high. So that's a negative, but I just kind of like Amazon, I see it as a slow grower going forward for the rest of the year. I see a slower growth path. Let's see if we just draw in a hypothetical trend line that it might follow. That would be this low, and let's say the low of today. So we have a moderate growth path. And I think the growth for the rest of the market will probably outperform the growth for Tyson Foods. So if you own it, I'd probably be keeping it. And if I didn't own it, I'd probably pass. That's just my own feeling on Tyson Foods. But it looks to me like you can hold this one. Kind of like Amazon. I own it. I'm holding it. I'm not worried about it, but I'm not going to be adding at this point. Not yet anyway, to Amazon. I don't see it. And the same with Tyson Foods. Okay, let's take a look at ddog, right? ddog, ddog. I mean, I don't know the fundamentals with Tyson Foods. ddog. Datadog, interesting name. Okay, we're looking at the daily. Let me zoom out a little bit. Okay, so this looks like it just came on to the NASDAQ not that long ago. And since coming on, it took a nosedive down, which is not unusual. So it came on with a high of 41 and change, went all the way down on 10/23 to 28 and change. And now it's made a new high on 11/25 of 44.09. And since that new high has done nothing but go down, today being the nicest candle in a very long time. In fact, since the new high. So we finally have a decent looking candle today, Wednesday, the 11th of December. Is it enough to play off of that one candle? I don't think so. I want to see a close above this 50. So notice it's only the 50 because we don't have that much previous data to have 100 or 200. But I still want to see a close above the 50 before jumping in to the long side. So it's possible that it hit the 50 today and will bounce back down to resume its downtrend. That's why I don't want to just go in at the open and blindly jump in. I want to see a close above the 50. Then there's plenty of room to play it to the upside. So I think it's best not to be greedy on ddog. You take a little less profit for a little bit better scenario. Any others that you want charted? Stop loss at 85 on Tyson. Okay. Okay. What did Lynn play? mrns. That's your play for tomorrow? All right, let me take a look at it. The problem is if I don't like it, will you still play it? I'll be scared to tell you. mrns. Well, you might have some fundamental reason why you like it. But let's take a look at it. mrns. You certainly had a good one today, right, Lynn? Okay, mrns. Marinus Pharmaceuticals. It's one that I don't follow. It looks like a runner up sharply on the day. It must have been news, probably very good news to make that kind of jump. It was the first time it closed above the 50, above the 100, 50. They're basically together in a very long time. With this kind of a move, we'll be crossing the 100. But Dr. J's rule is wait for the pullback. If you don't get the pullback, this is how I play it. If you don't get the pullback, you miss, and it runs up on you, so you miss it. But I'm always looking for that pullback. Like I said, you don't always get it. I didn't get it with MTNB. This one is mrns. MTNB has a similar. All right. So I would put it probably right around here. Oh, wait a second. I drew a line. I don't want to draw a line. I want to draw a horizontal line. Horizontal line. I want to draw that right about here. Okay, a little too low. Midway works better, probably. Right about there, probably. So look for a pullback to about $1.55. I think most of the time you get it. And again, my philosophy is to wait for it. And what I do is if it runs, it runs. C'est la vie. There are other ways to play it. And I've missed many a run because I play it that way. So this is up to you. But then again, I've also hit it pretty much a few times. Let's look at PTI. I think that's one I hit on the nose as to where to come back in. PTI. Where are you? Come on, load. PTI we talked about on Friday when it had a big pop. And I drew the line midway through the big green candle on Friday. And I said, wait for that to occur. So midway through, would have worked just beautiful. What is going on? How did I get that? I hit the wrong thing. Now, how do I get back? I don't know. I messed up. Oh, I just go back there. All right, so let's draw a horizontal line. I'll show you where I indicated it on Friday. Right midway through that Friday candle. And it worked beautifully. I think I was looking at, let's say about midway was there. Beautiful entry point, correct? We got it, certainly got it. And if you got it, you're making lots of money on that trade. Much more money than if you just entered at the open on the next day. If you entered at the open on Monday, you would have entered right here at 374 as opposed to 323. That's 50 cents. That's a tremendous percentage difference to it. Where it ran today was a high of 472. So that's huge difference. You could have made $1 versus $1.50 on entering where I said as opposed to entering at the open on Monday. So sometimes it pays to do what I say, come wait for that pullback on the big green candle. I like to use approximately midway, unless there's some reason for me to adjust that midpoint. And that could be due to another point of support in the recent past that might make me do that. Anyway, there was no such point on the chart here. So this looked like a good entry point. Like I say, I would have gotten it. I actually did not make this trade. I wish I had. All right. I hope that Andy got back in. I'm sure he did. Andy's in for the ride. Okay, Andy, if you're listening, let me know if I'm right. I say you got back in and made more money on PTI. That's what I'm hoping for you anyway. Try an actual CBD hemp oil. That reminds me of a stock called AMBS, Amaranthus, a real penny stock. I'd like to actually chart that one. There's a million of them I'd like to chart, but that's a real penny stock that I think is a real company. It's been around forever. It's only trading at a market cap of $1 million, which means maybe Lynn and I could go partners and buy it. All right, so Lynn, you want to own AMBS? You and I? We'll go partners. AMBS, Amaranthus Bioscience. The problem with these pennies is they split, they dilute. I mean, it's annoying. Basically, they're money burners. They burn the investors' money. But occasionally, they make a run where you make 5 times your money. So it's a tempting play. I'm not saying this one is poised to make a run to 5 or 10 times your money. But what I am saying is it's a real company with a real product or two in phase 2 studies. So it's worth following just to keep your eye on this one. Generally, I don't follow pennies, but this one, I was in it years ago and had a nice little run. I haven't been in it since, and for some reason it caught my attention. I think it made one of the news reports, for pot stocks. It's not really a pot stock. It has CBD snake oil that it's researching and so on for various applications, including Parkinson's dyskinesia due to levodopa use. So levodopa-induced dyskinesia, LID, is pretty horrible. I have Parkinson's, but I don't take the levodopa for that reason. Don't need the dyskinesia. So in any event, this is an interesting play, but you got to be extremely careful with pennies. I am not recommending this one. I'm just pointing it out. That's all I'm doing, just pointing it out. What I want to look at is the 2 that I recommended along with ARQL. Let's first look at ARQL, a little review. We talked about this one November the 1st, Spike and I. And let's go back to 11. That was on a Friday. Oh, come on. I can't go back if it keeps blinking off. It's being bought by Merck Pharmaceuticals for a double from the day before. Okay, so all right, so where are we? It doubled to 20, where in the daily, this is showing 12.6. Why is it only showing 12.6? Maybe it's not trading anymore since the takeout? Probably. So where was it? 11.1. 11.1. 1023, 1030, 1031, 11.1. So we just had that big run to a high of 1035, and we had this doji that marked some hesitation on the part of investors to send this higher, and actually started a downtrend. So I don't remember, but I said that it's takeover speculation. If I was true to form, I would have said come in at about 960. I don't remember. I'd have to replay the video chart tape. But even if you listened, even if I did say that and you came in at 950, it would have been a little frightening when you hit $7 just 3 days later. But when you got taken out for 20, I think that would have been fine. So it did go down off that run, but caught support at the 200, then bounced back to the 50, and then bounced back over to 100, and then you had a crossing of the 50 and the 100 as it got taken out. Okay, so that was arql. At the same time, we looked at rcel and agrx. So let's look at them again. rcel, I believe, looked like a breakout possibility. I think it had gone through old highs and was flying high into the sky. Maybe not. Let's look at 11.1. Is this 11.1? Come back. Why does it do this? I already had it loaded, Mr. Verizon. I don't need it reloaded 5 times. This is not good. It's tiresome. It's annoying. My viewers get annoyed. I get annoyed. It's not good. I have to write Mr. Verizon a letter. Oh, it sticks around long enough for me to turn back to 11.1. 11.1. Right here. Okay. So it had made an all-time high. It was running, and I thought it was a good opportunity to get into it. I think, again, I'd have to play the tape to confirm that. But had you gotten into it the next day, you'd be in the hole. And what's my feeling about it now? Sitting at support at the 100, gotta like it now. It's done very well at the 100. It's been a long time since it hasn't held 100. It's had many tests of the 100. So you really have to like it now. If you want to buy it, if you're interested in this company, it looks like now is as good a time as any to give it a go. And it has broken out. It has made new highs. So maybe this was just a normal pullback, an ABC correction. Here we go. A, B, C. So a 3-wave correction. And now we have a higher low that we just made today, according to my theory. So this low that we put in today at 12.11 of 737 should stand. And if that stands, I think we get a run back up. I think this might have been a 1-wave. This might have been a 2-wave. I think we get a powerful wave to new highs. So I'm making a bold prediction here that rcel, if you're going to buy it, it looks like now is time to buy it, or you wait it out tomorrow, make sure it doesn't make another new low. That's what I would do on rcel. Finally, let's look at agrx. Not finally, I got a few more that I want to look at. agrx. agrx. That was the third hot biotech along with arql and rcel that we looked at on the 1st of November. Since the 1st of November, how have we done on this? Of course, we have to reload 2 or 3 times. That's the rules. The rule of the Wednesday midweek wrap is every stock that we chart has to be reloaded at least 1 time by yahoo.com. All right, let's see. 11.1 is what we're looking for. 11.8, 11.5, 11.1. Okay, so 11.1, we were trading at a high of $1.36, a close of $1.35. And we had pulled back off of a high the day before of $1.54. So it looked like a stock that was on the move, pulled back to support at the 50, and made a huge run up all the way to 297, only to do another ABC correction. We have another classic correction pattern that took us back down to the 50, which notice in the meanwhile crossed 100, bullish. So we have a bullish cross right about here on the first of on 11.1, 11.12 rather. And so this was the time to buy right here on 11.18 with the low of $1.35. So turn the clock back and buy it at $1.35. No, you can't do that. We'd like to do that, but let's, the question is, we can't do that. So is it time to buy it now? Well, we made a nice run to a high of 239. Trouble is, it's the third lower high in a row. So we have a high on 11.6, a lower high on 11.14, and a lower high on 11.26. So that we are in a downtrend. Do we buy? Well, maybe, because we're in a period of consolidation off of this run. And let's just draw this triangle in place here. We have like basically a little triangle going. So let's draw that in just to take a look at it. So the question is, do we like agrx now at $1.96? We liked it at $1.35, but it can't be bought there just yet, unless you think it's going back down there. All right, and now let's draw a horizontal line. Okay, so we're definitely going to break out of this triangle probably tomorrow. This looks like a good place to break out to the upside. So Lynn has another one maybe to write down for tomorrow. I'm not a day trader. I am a swing trader. If I were to buy this one looking for a break tomorrow, I'd have a tight stop just below the low of the day today, which was $1.95. So my stop might be $1.85. And I'd be looking to take out to at least come close to the high of $2.39. So you're looking for about 40 cents willing to risk about 15 cents. It's a nice trade. And actually, if it breaks out of here and it clears this trend line, you probably get a bigger run than just 40 cents. So that's up to you. It's up to you, of course. Everything is up to you. I'm just giving some ideas. Does look like there was some consolidation since 1126. Tried to move up, failed, consolidated. Maybe we make it on the next try. This would be strike one. This would be strike two. Hopefully we don't get strike three. Okay. What else did I want to look at? I'm doing this for a long time, it feels like. Maybe I'll just come out of this and see CVM. I got to do CVM. Then I'll worry about it. I also should chart a pot stock. Well, we mentioned the pot stock, AMBS, and we did chart that one, but that's a penny stock. It's not much of a pot stock. CVM is range bound. It's not very interesting right now. We said that on Friday that it's range bound. It continues to be range bound. We need a break at $0.80 level to make it interesting. Better yet, a break of $8 to make it interesting. So we break that $8 level, as we'll soon see on the show, off to the races. We said on Friday, if we break 8, close above 8, we're on our way to Yo 11. But I don't know if we're ever getting this chart, as Verizon seems to be slower and slower. So we're going to end right here at CVM. I'm trying to have the patience to wait for this chart to come back, but it's not easy. There we go. It came back. So we're looking to take out the high that we see right here on 1120, the high of 8.25. We take out 8.25, we're off to the races to Yo 11. I want to at least take out $8 before I get interested in buying some more. I own enough anyway. So if it stays range bound right through data, so be it. I'm good with that. All right, I think that's gonna happen. It because I'm talking too long, and it's not good when Dr. J talks too long, because I say too much when I talk too long. I get into trouble that way. MTND. It wasn't D, it was B, right? MTNB. That was that fish oil stock. Okay, so another play for tomorrow might be, what did I say? agrx? Maybe. Again, I am not a day trader, so I am not recommending that or any other play. Just looking at the charts, noticing some ideas. And what you do is do your own due diligence. Do your own due diligence, of course. My opinions are strictly my own and do not constitute investment advice, as always. Let's see how I get this off the screen. I don't know. Please read mrns. I can't find it. Just looking to click it off. Cabinet guy. Thank you, cabinet guy. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Clarence. All right, so I'm going to end right here. Get that off. My face is being chopped off. I got to get closer to the camera. Closer to the camera. I can't. My face doesn't fit in the screen. Maybe if I go like that. Yes. This is Dr. J being very silly, signing off, streaming live from Long Island, New York. Best of luck, traders. See you all Friday. Thank goodness it's Friday. It's coming up in 2 days. It happens every time. Every time we have a Wednesday, 2 days later, guess what? We have a Friday. Stay tuned for Dr. J. Spike and Friends on Friday. Don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. I want 20 thumbs up. Last week I only had 15, so I want 20. Bye.